And welcome back, everybody. This is Movies and Beyond. I am Callum. That's Kyle. Kyle, go.
Hello.
Hello.
We've had quite a few new subs. To put it lightly, welcome all you
New
new
faces.
and beautiful, wonderful faces. We're really happy to have you. Thank you for your support. It does mean a lot. So, yeah, we're just a quick brief of what we do. Anyways, we like to do a weekly, 3 times a week show where we discuss our favorite sort of topics of the week that happen on the day sometimes. All behind the scenes thing and all that shebang. We try to keep things spoiler free unless we declare it spoilery. But
Halfway
yeah,
through
going
talking
in
about
halfway through talking about it, typically, yeah.
it.
But we encourage conversation. So drop us a comment if there's something that you're sort of interested in and want to have a little chat about. We're always up for a bit of a chit chat over nerdy stuff, of course.
My
But yeah,
phone did
with that
not
being said,
stop yesterday.
yeah.
It did not.
Yeah, we had a video go quite big. It was regarding
For
Blade.
us.
It did very, yeah. For us, we're quite proud of that, and we're happy to have new people join us. So yeah. With that being said, anyways, thank you for joining, and hopefully we can keep you entertained for this segment. So starting with the first topic, Callum, would you like to introduce it?
Yes, the first topic today is coming to us from Daniel RPK. Obviously, quite a known scooper. He knows what he's doing. He's quite accurate. He's probably the one out of movie scoopers that I trust the most. He's very accurate with some things. You don't get everything right. That's why we need to take these things, just a little bit of a pinch of salt. But Daniel RPK has come out and said that the new X-Men film will feature Kitty Pryde and Gambit. So, look, we're getting names now. We're getting how they're building this team up. Kitty Pryde, that's an interesting one. I know they were played by Elliot Page in The Last Stand and Days of Future Past. And then, obviously, Gambit, we've had him in X-Men Origins Wolverine.
And spoilers. Well, it's
You could have just looked.
It's
It don't matter.
bit of an
If
old
you know,
one.
you know.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
And, yeah. So, these two members, Kyle, obviously Kitty Pryde, Gambit, we're excited to see him in the team. But it's nice to get a little bit of not confirmation, but nice to get a bit of an idea of, alright, so these are the players, these are who we're playing with. So, first of all...
Instead of just Wolverine.
Yeah. So yeah, first of all, you excited that we're getting names like this who necessarily they weren't in the first X-Men film, and they're going a bit more outside of the box with it.
Well, I suppose they kind of have to. I mean, obviously they don't want to retread things they've already done with the Fox stuff. So, absolutely, I'm all for this. The Gambit character, I don't know too much about him, Remy LeBeau, but from what I've seen of him in obviously X-Men Origins, I was kind of like, oh, I wish we got a little bit more of him, despite that movie being total ass.
Yeah.
And obviously in the X-Men 97
We've done a review on it,
show,
by the way. It's on channel if you want to go check it out.
Yeah.
Different sort of video. Me and Kyle have lots of fun doing them ones.
Lots of helicopters.
We won't swing
yeah,
our
no,
cocks
but
about.
obviously, no, not yet.
I can't.
Right. But yeah, no. From my knowledge of obviously Gambit, he seems like a cool character. I haven't really gone into the comics of him at all, and obviously the most of my information comes from X-Men '97. More obviously the X-Men original show as well, which is basically the same thing. It's just a sequel, I guess. So that's as far as my knowledge kind of goes with Gambit. Always thought he was a cool character. We never really got to see his own solo film. But that's I mean, bring it on. I'm down for this.
The stuff we got with Kitty Pryde in Days of Future Past and The Last Stand was very, very basic, running through walls and stuff like that, and then a bit of the telepathy in Days of Future Past. I really want to see that more martial arts side of Kitty. Just kicking ass.
Yeah, I want it fleshed out a bit more.
Yeah, no, definitely. And look, we had a report a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago that it might be a very similar team to what X-Men 97 had. So, who knows? They definitely need Cyclops, and I think that's 100% going to happen, and definitely Jean Grey. But I don't know who else. You know, maybe Colossus. Definitely Storm.
We've had, a good amount of Colossus, I think. Obviously, with the Deadpool movies, especially the first one. It would be cool to see that character return again. It's just, I love Colossus in the Deadpool movies. He's fucking great.
And you know, I think people are going to hate it when we say this. I think we're both very firmly on the stance of, I love Wolverine. I love Wolverine. But I don't really want to see him until like this third film in the X-Men reboot. Or this second. Save him for the second. Let's get some of these other members to shine a bit. And then have Wolverine be a big presence. Because do you know the one thing they don't want to do? Is they don't want to have Wolverine in this team and then have him be outshined by everyone else in the team, you know, because he's got to share screen time while they build up these other characters, and then that character has then got to be compared to Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I think you introduce the main team, and then the second film, and then you can build more upon the new Wolverine, so he can shine just a little bit more because he's the newer character, and then he can be a bit more fairly compared to Jackman's Wolverine. I think that's...
Yeah, I agree. I think bringing in Wolverine straight away, they might fall into that trope again of just...
But very marketable. I wouldn't blame them if they did.
Yeah. I think if they're going to bring Wolverine in, he... Sounds bad, but he needs to not have a main role, kind of like how Hugh Jackman did.
That's an issue, though, because he's going to get compared to Hugh Jackman right away. So if you can't do him and give him his shine, don't do him in the first one. Wait.
Yeah. Maybe somewhat of a tease or something in the post-credit scene. Because, you know, I get it. There's a lot of fans that love the X-Men show, and then there's the X-Men fans that love the X-Men films, and they love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. So it's a real, you know, it's a tough call to make. But I think with all the reshoots, you know, sorting things out at Marvel, I think they've got this in the bag. I think they're not gonna, you know, I'm glad they didn't, as soon as they got, you know, Fox, I'm glad they didn't say like, oh yeah, we're going to introduce the mutants like straight away kind of thing. They actually left it, and they've left it still to this day. You know, the only shred of mutants that we've got is literally in Deadpool and Wolverine, which
a little bit
is
here and
more
there.
of a Fox. Yeah. A little bit here and there in the MCU, like Wanda and stuff like that. But
Professor X.
When we're talking about the mutants from X-Men, they've not, you know, they've kept their cards close to their chest, and they've yet to reveal what we're gonna do.
Yeah, no, definitely. And if these two are part of the team, that's a big win. Look, we love Gambit. Everyone loves Gambit. And we love Kitty Pryde. So anyway, Kyle, shall we move on? Shall we move on to the next topic?
Let's do it.
Oh, actually, we talked about this before we move on, because we, in fact, no, I'm not cutting this out, so it doesn't really matter, so, we'll go to the next one. That'll be a separate topic sort of thing, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Alright. He doesn't know what I mean.
I don't know, folk.
Right. Ryan Reynolds has been doing interviews with Collider, with Sean Levy. Actually, they've done some pretty good ones. I'd recommend you go watch them. Get a nice insight on Deadpool and Wolverine. So, I think we should just chuck up maybe a spoiler disclaimer for Deadpool and Wolverine right now. Just because we're going to be speaking about it, so something might slip up. Not saying it will.
Spoilers for the 5 people who haven't seen this film.
Yes, that would be my grandma. and she's two of them. Right, so
You are horrible.
yeah, so I can't control
You've lost
myself.
your train. Yeah,
I
you've
can't
lost your train
control
of thought.
myself. Right.
Ah!
So yeah, Ryan Reynolds has been doing interviews with Collider, and it was brought up about him possibly returning as Deadpool. And him and Sean Levy said right away, said, look, we didn't make this film to be a lead into another film, to be a trailer for another film. We just wanted to make this film. And he said, look, I don't know if I'm ever going to put that suit on again. Would I love to? Of course I would. But I don't know if I'm ever going to put it on again. Now, look, when you think about Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, it's not just acting. He's there from the beginning. He's part of the writing process. He's in the editing room. He is promoting it like hell. He's thinking about all these different things when it comes to promoting it. And yeah, I don't blame him if he wants to take a bit of a seat back right now. I think it's more likely we see Hugh Jackman than we do see Ryan. I think we see Hugh sooner than we see Ryan, definitely. Because, you know, no discredit to Hugh, because he's got to get in that great shape and get ready for the role. But he shows up on the day and he acts, which is what he, you know, he said that himself, though, in the interviews with him. He says it's these guys who are putting all the work in. So, yeah, and I can't imagine Ryan being in a film where he doesn't at least have a say in Deadpool's dialogue, what he's saying, what he's doing even. I'd assume that Ryan's got not complete creative control over this character, but he's got a very big sway over this character. So
I disagree with you a little bit. I think he has complete control of this character. I think after this, especially,
when I say, I'd say he's got 95% control of.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I think
especially while he's playing him, it's.
Yeah, while he's playing him, at least. I mean, with Kevin Feige, looking at this, looking at how Ryan's taken this character, obviously there is other people involved. I am not discrediting anyone, but Ryan Reynolds has sort of been the let's say he's been the anchor, or he's been almost like the captain of this vessel. He's done a little bit of everything for this character.
He's done so much for this character.
Yeah. So I think Kevin Feige is going to take that on board. Ryan Reynolds, he's not just an actor.
Well, Kevin's also had an interview with Collider, and he said, look, I will speak with Ryan and Hugh once Deadpool and Wolverine is over. Like it's finished its theatrical run. They've probably got all the numbers there in front of them. So, yeah. There will be conversations had, and obviously that's evident anyway because of how much money it's made already.
Mm-hmm. I'll say this. I think it is very. I don't still think it's possible. Well, I'd say anything's possible now. But the likelihood for me has increased for the fact of let's have another Deadpool and Wolverine-esque movie.
That's it. Are you starting to turn around a bit on that?
A little bit more so on the Blade 4 stuff. But I still stand with my point.
Keep your mouth shut, you're going to upset people.
It's my opinion. We're here to have conversation. So it's my opinion. If you don't like it, shut up. I'm joking.
If you don't like it, there's always my opinion, which is the right one.
But yeah, no, definitely. I think it is becoming a bigger possibility. If the next film they do, maybe they can sort of do it where it doesn't fit in with anything there. They still have the X-Men universe to play around with a little bit. In the Deadpool movie, it's not really a spoiler, but the universe of Deadpool and Wolverine, the X-Men universe, doesn't get destroyed as we kind of all, thought was going to happen. It's like the same with the DC films. We kind of expected that universe to get flatlined, but it's still, technically speaking, it's still around. So, yeah, it's interesting. So maybe they could do something with this. I think it's very possible. Especially after this massive success, Disney are probably looking at it like, this R-rating film is doing all right, but we can't trip up and do a Sony where it's like,
let's make everything R-rated and let's shit another one out. Because look, this was, 6 years in the making from when Deadpool 2 came out? And it was worth it. It was so worth the wait. Look.
I think the question you have to ask, what's next for these characters?
Yes, which is what I'm going to say here is, I think there is a 0.5% chance that Deadpool appears in Avengers Doomsday. But I would say there's a good 90% chance he shows up in Secret Wars. Not for long.
I'm voting 100%.
Not for long, even. You know, it could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes even. Deadpool's been a pretty big star though. This film's been massive, so they might want to incorporate him more. But really, I think that comes down to Ryan. Because look, Ryan's going to want to do what Ryan wants to do, and after the success of Deadpool and Wolverine, it's going to be hard telling Ryan, well, no. So
yeah. Again, what can they do next with this character? The only thing I see is, you know, them doing something big where it's like something to do with connecting the universes or something, or anything like that.
I had a stupid idea in my head today on the way into work, and I thought, this is so dumb, and this will definitely not happen. But they shoot another movie alongside shooting Avengers Secret Wars. And let's say Deadpool's got a little role in Avengers Secret Wars, like a small role. But we get another film at the end of the year, Avengers Secret Wars, from Deadpool's perspective, R-rated. Just like what he were doing during it all. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's so dumb.
It sounds more like an alternative comic or something like that. I like that idea.
It's very comic-y, but it's definitely not gonna happen.
It's more likely to happen than them doing a film about something else. It gives them then a real sort of a plot, and it will help tie in things. I really like that idea. I hope that's
Check
something
out this
in the
fucking
cards.
Doom guy.
Yeah, I really like that idea.
I like the idea, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
I think. Do you know what I think will be fucking hilarious if something like that happened? Is they open the film up, you know, they got Doctor Doom there, RDJ, whatever, and Deadpool's just like beating the shit out of him. He's just killing him, and then it like cuts to a different Doctor Doom. You know, it's the same RDJ, but he's just like cutting the head off of him or something like that. You know, just going for like a montage, and it's like, you know, this is what I would do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just gets loads of different Dooms from the multiverse. That would be pretty fucking cool.
Now look, one people are saying they want to see is a Deadpool and Gambit film. Which I don't think would make as much as Deadpool and Wolverine, but it would make...
No, I think the budget would be a lot smaller too.
I would just love a road trip between Deadpool and Gambit, and literally the whole time they're together, Deadpool just cannot understand a fucking word he's saying. It's like they go through the entire film not communicating at all. I think what Gambit's trying to say is...
Well, I mean, we kind of got that, obviously, in Deadpool and Wolverine. We got a bit of a... you know, it's not really spoiled, it's in the fucking trailers. But they're in the void, they travel through it for a good portion of the film. It's like, why not have, like... You know, the void's great, because you can have all these great cameos, you can do basically whatever you want without damaging anything.
I don't think Deadpool's up to the void anytime soon, though.
I don't think so either, but if you were going to do a Deadpool Gambit film, the void is the perfect template, because you can just put anything in there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I can't see a reason, really, other than saying, like, oh, we need to save these other, you know, beings or whatever, or we need to sort of take down Goliath once and for all kind of thing.
Oh, Deadpool don't need a serious premise. What first pitch he did for Deadpool 2, that he were trying to steal the chair from the voice. I was like, absolutely not, no.
Yeah.
Right now, after the success of Deadpool and Wolverine, if Ryan went to Disney and says, yeah, Deadpool 4 is going to be trying to steal the chair from the voice, they'd go, do it.
And I would watch it, and I think that'd make just about the same amount of money as Deadpool and Wolverine. has passed
I
so
think
far.
you'd do 2 billion easy.
Oh yeah, easy,
Yeah, easily cross 2 billion.
easily.
Easily.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, indeed. Right. So, guys, let us know what you think. What is next for Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool? I don't think he's done. I think he's definitely still got more in the tank, but obviously, like we said, he is a lot more involved with the character. He doesn't just show up and act, which is a big thing in itself. He's there, he's writing, he's producing, he's in charge of all the marketing, everything Deadpool related. He's in the editing bay. He's making decisions on what to do in these films, so it takes a lot out of him to be Deadpool. But, yeah. Right. Next topic. Kyle, D23 starts tomorrow, I believe. No Disney Entertainment presentation tomorrow. That is Friday. I believe that finishes at 9:45.
We're gonna be talking about it. We're trying to work out some sort of schedule because I'm working, Colum's working. Obviously, this happens not too late, but a little bit later than we would potentially like. So
Look,
we're gonna try sort something out
I'm
and,
not
and make
working the
a
next
nice
day,
little sit down video.
So even if we record at Kyle's, I take everything with me to record, and then he sends the footage to me right away, and then I can get home and get it all sorted.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
I say, it might end up having to be in the morning, like we originally planned, the day sort of after. But we kind of want to do it just after because it might. If we're not wrong, it ends at 10 o'clock.
It ends at quarter to 10.
Quarter to 10.
Yeah.
No, we could do it then, yeah. Because that I mean, it's late for me, but it's not too late that I, for work or whatever. That should be okay. We might be able to get something out, to speak about the announcements. Just get it out there a bit quicker. We might do it live. We are
trying to figure out the best way for us to do that.
Yeah.
But Kyle, since D23 is around the corner, what do you think we can expect from D23? Now, look, you got to remember they own Star Wars, Pixar, Marvel. They got all them Fox assets. So
I've got one here. I've been thinking about it all day, and I hope we get something from it. Tron 3, Tron.
Wow.
It's Ares.
Tron Ares, yeah.
Yeah, with obviously Jared Leto. Do
you know that's something that just went completely over my head?
Yeah, that's something I'm hoping.
Big Tron fan Kyle is. So don't know why I said it like Yoda, but a big Tron fan Kyle is.
I am. I love the Tron movies. Despite their flaws, they are entertaining to watch, visually pleasing, just all around great time when you watch them. The nostalgia as well, with all the little sort of Easter eggs, I guess you could say. And I'm it's about a portion of it's about stuff like games and computers, and I love all that.
Kyle
stuff,
can also relate to a dad leaving someone, so it's all there for him.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited for this. Obviously, I'm pretty sure they've done with shooting. We've got a first poster.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've wrapped. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this. I hope they don't botch it.
I hope they don't fucking tickle our cocks as well for an hour like they did at Comic-Con.
I don't think they will.
They're in more control of this, aren't they? It's not.
Yeah.
They can. The ultimate fan event, supposedly. So, obviously things I've been thinking about. Daredevil Born Again. My God.
I hope so.
Come on, give us the trailer.
Teaser, something like that. I'm the same. It's like with Tron. I hope we get like some sort of teaser or potentially a trailer.
I think it will. They'll at least talk about it. I know that much. I'm kind of thinking maybe we'll get some Agatha stuff as well.
Absolutely.
Not that I'm particularly bothered for that. Like the Agatha trailer, the last one that came wasn't that great. But look,
I know that has a lot of fans
yeah,
looking forward to Agatha. I'm in the sort of the middle. It's like I'm gonna watch it because I love the Agatha character.
character, yeah.
I just feel like this show
It seems like the end
was.
of a bad time, done it for Disney. It seems like it's the end of this era of that's
Yeah, so what I was going to say is I think, with when we was in sort of the dark ages of Marvel, if you will, it just felt like they were shitting out, project after project, especially on the Disney Plus format with their shows. It was cool that we were getting all these characters and they were getting all greenlit and then we're finally getting to see them live screen. It just felt like it was way too much. It didn't work. Disney Plus has kind of flopped at that. There's some that worked. There's obviously some exceptions, like WandaVision, which does feature Agatha. But I definitely feel like, it's like Brave New World. I feel like that could have been its own film, despite if it didn't have the Captain America and Winter Soldier show. That's how I feel about it. A lot of the shows, they kind of made it important for you to watch, unfortunately,
yeah.
despite them not being that great.
Now
So
look,
that's where I stand with it.
we got movie announcements. Well, not really announcements. They came out at Comic-Con and talked about movies that they have made, and then just about to start making, like Fantastic Four. Movies we already knew about. The only announcement we got were Doomsday, because we knew about Secret Wars. I feel like we might get some movie announcements as well. I'm expecting maybe a date for Shang-Chi 2, because they have been moving around the schedule lately, and they've got 2 more untitled films in 2027. Untitled Marvel projects. So I'd maybe be expecting what films are going to be coming then. I think, you got to think a D23 they just came out and reeled it off. There was like, right, we've got Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, and She-Hulk. Just all at once. Like, just boom. They might drop an announcement like that of like, look, these are films we got coming. Shang-Chi 2, maybe the next Thor movie, the next Doctor Strange. I'm expecting something like that. The one thing I do think we'll get is, I believe we'll get some more news on Mandalorian and Grogu. The Mandalorian movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
If not some like casting news or like, look, let's meet the cast, here's thingy. And then Pedro Pascal will be there because he's shooting Fantastic Four.
I mean, he's not really there much when filming The Mandalorian, let's be honest.
So,
Love you, Pedro, but that's the truth.
and I think we might get some at Skeleton. I think we might get Skeleton Crew trailer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Skeleton Crew. Again, after The Acolyte, I'm not holding... No, I'm not.
I'm so upset
despite...
because I was looking forward so much to The Acolyte, and then that first trailer came out, and it was, and then next trailer came out, it was like, and then
yeah, the
I
thing
watched
with
3 episodes, and I was like, I'm not watching this anymore.
The thing with obviously the Skeleton Crew, it's
John Watts.
it's got John Watts attached. Yeah. He obviously directed the MCU Spider-Man films, Homecoming, which it's fucking amazing. I love that film. Far From Home, which I really like. It's my least favorite out of the trilogy, but it's still a solid movie. Some great stuff in that, action, story, and all the other elements that make it really good. And then you've got the absolute crown jewel of the trilogy, No Way Home. Fucking phenomenal film. John Watts nailed it.
Yeah.
He took it upon his shoulder. He doesn't get enough credit, I don't feel like. You don't hear his name enough in the talks and stuff. So yeah, John Watts, absolute shout out to that guy. He's a phenomenal director, and I have more hope for the Skeleton Crew because he is attached to it. It's really diminished my hope with all the Acolyte and the Star Wars IP not being as great as it could be. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you on that. But look, other things I'm expecting to see is, I know there's a new Predator film in development. I think it is a Disney event though.
Did you finally get caught? Are you doing a documentary?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, yeah. The only thing I'm a predator is your mum. I'm joking. She's a predator to me because she's a cougar. Right. So yeah, I don't think they would show any of the Predator stuff at D23 because it's it'll be R-rated. That's why they didn't show any Deadpool stuff. I'll make the announcement that Wolverine's going to be in Deadpool 3 2 years ago because it was like, oh look, this is R-rated. This is a Disney event. So I don't know how much of that stuff they'll speak about. I know they've got Alien coming out next week, so they probably might not speak about that because it's coming out. One thing I do want to say is that obviously we've got our villain revealed for Avengers Doomsday. I think we might get our Avengers team revealed because they're going to start shooting at the beginning of next year. And this is kind of like the last event where they can go, here's going to be your cast. Here's who's in the team. Let's get Anthony Mackie on stage, Benedict Cumberbatch, because he said he's going to be in it himself. Tom Holland. This is going to piss some people off. Brie Larson. Chris Pratt, maybe? Who knows?
Do you know
I feel like we might get the Avengers team.
The people, do you know the people that really can't despise Brie Larson? I think it's funny if they ever go to like one of those fancy restaurants and they get offered cheese. Oh, would you like brie? And they just slam their plate down.
MCU.
Yeah, no, I like Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. She's not my favorite by any means, but I enjoyed the first one. The second one is absolute dog shit. Despite Miss Marvel and the Miss Marvel show being really, really good, and it sort of leads into that a little bit. I'm more up for Miss Marvel than Captain Marvel, which, again, it's very surprising because Captain Marvel has a film, and more of the Marvel films are better than the Marvel TV shows. But in this case, it's oddly the other way around. Miss Marvel is
better
fucking excellent show. Yeah.
Yeah. Just a quick one before we move on to our final topic for the day. What do you think the likelihood of us getting our Avengers team revealed at D23 is? You think it's 50%, 75%?
I'm going to go 50 because, they've got a lot of ground to cover here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they need to continue that momentum that they got from
Deadpool and Wolverine and Robert Downey Jr. All
the Robert Downey Jr. announcement. Yeah. So that's where I stand with it. It would be nice to see.
Like, look, get our DJ back on
wouldn't
stage.
Be disappointed if they weren't.
Yeah, a little bit, but I'd kind of like to know before they start shooting it. You know what I mean? Instead of it just being a press release, make it a bit more special. But I don't see it's like, oh, here's Robert Downey Jr., now he's Doctor Doom, and he's like, but I need some heroes to fight, and then out come our Avengers, whoever they may be.
Could be, yeah. Like I say, 50-50 on it. It makes sense. It depends again how much they have really nailed down. And I think I'll lean more over 50% because of the Russo brothers. They definitely got a plan here. So
they've definitely got a core team.
Yeah.
And then other characters will pop up here and there. But right. Let's get on to the final topic. I think with this, we should definitely say spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine. A minor spoiler at that, I'd say. But still spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine. So, Kyle, in Deadpool and Wolverine, we are introduced to this concept of an anchor being. And this is a being whose existence depends on its reality survival. If they die, their reality slowly...
Or if they get taken out of their reality.
If they get taken out, their reality slowly withers away. Now, obviously, Paradox wasn't happy with that, and he wanted to use a Time Ripper to destroy Deadpool's universe. But they stopped him with the power of Madonna. But
they did.
Me and Kyle have been asking this question to each other quite a lot and been speaking about it, and we thought, why don't we just make it a topic on the show? Because that's why we did the show, because we speak about this stuff all day, every day anyway. So we might as well record it.
I've just lost one of my earphones. Keep talking. I'm still here.
Have you checked your ass? So
I'm looking.
So yeah, this concept of an anchor being is really interesting to us, and we kind of want to know, and we're going to have a bit of a discussion. Who is the anchor being for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as they call it? 616. Kyle, what do you call it? What everyone else should call it? The right thing. Earth 1999.
1999999. It's got 5 nines, I believe.
It just
But
pops
yes,
his
that is the correct one.
the correct designation for this Earth. So yeah, I'll just hang about. I'll cut this bit out, Kyle. Don't worry. Until you get back up.
Yeah, just cut that out.
I'll cut it out. Not for like the full show.
One
because...
second. Can you just make a really loud noise? It might come through on the other earphone.
Kyle's mum's a hoe. Kyle's mum's a hoe.
Can't believe I fucking lost it.
Man,
Speak now.
Kyle's mum's a hoe.
Oh.
Kyle's mum's a hoe. Kyle's mum's a hoe. I repeat. There we go. Right, guys. This is a little something special for you if you're still in the video.
I thought you were cutting this out.
No, this is going to be in the full video.
Oh, okay.
Because it'll be an Easter egg for the people who make it this far, who make it 36 minutes in. But we'll cut it out of the topic video we cut out. There we go.
Easter egg.
So, Kyle, I'll start it off with you. He's gone again.
I'm here.
So who do you think the anchor bean is going to be in the MCU, the main Marvel universe, the one that started with Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man? Who do you think it is?
I think it could be Captain America. I saw a great theory about it being Captain America.
Steve Rogers, Captain America, yeah?
Yeah, Steve Rogers. Just because we don't know if he's dead yet.
I feel
think
like he
we'll
is.
Probably get we might get a confirmation of something like that in Brave New World. Potentially, or we don't know. He is a fairly old geezer now, and it just really sort of depends on, with the sacred timeline. I think the anchor being will have a massive impact. That's probably why we're getting Secret Wars. I think Doom is probably going to be the one to kill the anchor being as well.
So that's why I've got a couple of different theories.
Yeah. I think potentially, definitely Steve Rogers, Captain America is up there. Thor is another good one. Obviously, we theorized that Kang
would kill Thor.
Before they changed it to Doomsday, it was Kang Dynasty, and we sort of Callum had this great idea of Thor being killed by Kang
to show how powerful he is.
Yeah, to show how powerful he is. Whether it be midway at the start of the film or at the end, whatever, just to show a bit of strength on Kang's side. He's just
that he
killed one of the Avengers like
that are ants.
Yeah.
He can barely beat them. Which leads into my number one is Thor. I think Thor might be the anchor being for the MCU. Now, look, this would probably culminate in like a great sequence, like the fighting Doom. Thor knocks his mask off and sees it's Tony. Well, to him it's Tony. And he's like, "What?" And then Doom just takes the shot and just fucking obliterates him. That'd be so emotional.
It would, but then you've got you've got that really, like, you still, it's hard to do. I think Logan did it really well, where it's sort of like, when Charles gets killed by the, obviously Logan clone.
Yeah.
I think that did it really, really well. That sort of, it were a twist for the audience, but it was also a twist for the characters in the film as well. but then you could still have an emotional element to it even after he's given the killing blow.
Yeah.
With this, if they do that, I personally think if Thor just gets killed by mistaking Doom as Tony, just
Well,
like outright,
yeah.
with no bit after, I feel like that'll be a bit meh. They need to give it just an extra scene afterwards of just Thor there dying.
Yeah.
To realize that that wasn't him, kind of thing.
I get that. Also, though, I think the thing that hits the most with the death of Professor X in Logan is he thinks Logan killed him. He don't know that it was a clone. But yeah, the next one I want to say is simply because Matt Shackman brought this up at Comic-Con. He was asked who he thinks the Anchor Being is. He said, "Oh, I've got to go with my girl Wanda." So, but again, great option if it is a powerful
We just
being like
don't
that.
know if she's. We just don't know if she's alive or dead.
We don't know if she's alive or dead.
Yeah, that's one of the big, issues that Marvel had. It's sort of having to struggle to deal with that. Obviously, Moon Knight, that was left in a weird position of like it felt like we were getting another season, but it were not.
Yeah.
Midnight Suns is now off the table because they can't even get the Blade film off the fucking launch pad. So
Yeah.
there's lots of different things when it comes to this. It's like, where are these characters now? We don't know.
We don't. But this leads me to my other person who I think might be the Anchor Being, and then I've got one more, a surprise one. Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Now, to me, this comes from more of an angle of, look, he's going to have a big presence in these next few Avengers films, or was going to. We don't know what the situation is now, but I can imagine they want to keep it quite similar. If Peter's the Anchor Being, I can imagine it being more of a, oh, he's our anchor. We need to find out who this guy is, and then we need to keep him alive. Because nobody knows who Peter is right now. So, yeah, let's find our Anchor Being, and then more of like a point of like, no, we need to keep him alive. It being Peter.
The only thing that I oppose to that is just with obviously Sony.
That is one thing I was going to mention.
They
want
need
someone else's property to be their Anchor Being in the MCU?
Well, I don't think that'd be a problem for Sony because they'd make a lot of money from it. It's just they have to work out a really solid deal where this will work out for everyone fairly.
Yeah.
It probably won't, but they need to work out a deal here, and I just don't see Marvel and Sony cracking up a deal here. They might do, I could be wrong. They could see it as like very beneficial for both parties. I don't know. I kind of like that idea because then, you've got that whole thing of, it gives a reason for Spider-Man showing up in an Avengers film since he doesn't know anyone kind of thing.
Well, they don't know him, sort of.
Yeah.
And that's kind of something he's not going to get involved with now. Very street level.
It would seem very jarring if he got re-recruited kind of thing. I don't think we'd want to see that.
But more of like, he don't have a choice. You need to be in our protection right now. Because
something like that. And again, it would then give you a reason to have Spider-Man there with the Avengers kind of thing.
Yeah. Do you want to hear my secret one?
Go on.
I think our Anchor Being could already be dead, and our universe is already dying. Thanos. They didn't say it had to be a hero, and it said someone with, who's crucial to the universe, who's important to the universe. I think there's a chance that killing Thanos could have set off this whole fucking shitty me bobble situation.
Don't think it's Thanos. I like the idea that the Anchor Being doesn't necessarily have to be a hero, villain, whatever.
Yeah, like maybe they're trying to find him and they're like, he's already dead. It's the Mad Titan, and you're like, oh fuck.
I don't think it's Thanos for the simple fact of in Loki, They make it abundantly clear that the whole time travel stuff that happened in Endgame was
Yeah.
meant to happen.
Okay. Yeah.
So the whole thing of Thanos dying
All right. Yeah.
was
Yeah.
already set in motion before time travel and multiverse stuff, the elements of that happened. So I don't think it's Thanos just because of that.
That's
You know,
it's a good counter actually. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
it's yeah, just some to counter it. I guess, like you said, I don't think so.
Do you
It's a
think there's a
cool idea.
possibility it could be a villain? No.
Ooh, it could. I mean, yeah, it can't be Tony because Tony's too obvious.
Yeah.
And also, it's the same thing with Thanos. You know, Tony dies at the events of Endgame, which happens just after the time travel stuff. So again, all that is meant to happen.
Yeah.
It's set up by He Who Remained. So the whole Thanos and Tony dying, that was set in motion. But if that was to set up the sacred timeline decaying from that because one of them was the anchor being, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
The anchor being is one of these guys down here, I think.
You think it's Doctor?
You know,
Could be Doctor Strange.
it's possible.
He's one of the more bankable stars right now.
Potentially, yeah. I I like the idea of Captain America though, just because
It is a good
it's
one.
one of those things where it can work out really, really well. Obviously, they left the Captain America character kind of in the background. They've never really done anything with the character afterwards, of course, after Endgame.
Yeah.
They gave him the ending that he deserved, but the character is still there to do stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like a Tony situation where you've literally deaded the character, and the only way to sort of bring him back is bring in a completely different version.
Or a
So-
villain.
Or a villain.
Yeah.
It's got to be someone after Endgame. That's where I stand with it.
Okay, so maybe you thinking maybe a Shang-Chi?
Could
Could be a possibility. I like that. Who was I just thinking? So this is one we did mention to each other. I think we both agreed on this. Is obviously Chadwick Boseman sadly passed away, but if Chadwick was still with us, I think 100% T'Challa is the anchor being.
Could have been, yeah.
Just trying to think if there's anyone we could have missed. You know, Wong, Hulk. We just don't know. Could it be Sam?
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's
So
a lot
many
of people
options.
in the air.
Could
Yeah.
it be Could it be Carol? Could it be Clint?
Again, we have to just something I want to speak about here. The whole Marvel multiverse has been, it's not had any rules to dictate it. I get it, it's multiversal and it's time travel.
But I do like that Deadpool and Wolverine. I think he's started to define it a bit more.
Which I really
Yeah.
love. I just fucking hate that it's taken this long. You know what I mean? It's just taken so long for this to happen. And, unfortunately, it is what it is, I guess. But, we are getting something where it... Because I think I saw a brief interview with Kevin Feige where he was asked, who is the anchor being in the sacred timeline? And Kevin Feige was like, "Oh, I'm really glad you asked that because that just something along the lines of that."
I've seen that interview. Yeah, because he's glad
so
it's sticking.
I think anchor beings now, after it made such a big presence in the Deadpool and Wolverine film. Again, try not to spoil a lot, but anchor beings will definitely be something. It will be an element in the Avengers films.
Yeah. Now, look, I want to bring this up before people say, why didn't we say these guys? Any member of the Fantastic Four, they're not in the sacred timeline. It's in a different universe, which has been confirmed. Now, I do believe that either Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards or Vanessa Kirby Sue Storm, I believe one of them two will probably be the anchor being for their universe. So, yeah. But right, any more names you want to add, Kyle? Anyone you can think of before we call it a day?
No, I can't think of anything other.
I can't believe we forgot
to be
this.
honest. Come on,
Ned. It's Ned.
Ned.
Ned is
I
the
like
anchor
that.
being.
No, I think he's gonna pop up in a Spider-Man film in a couple of years' time, right, as the Hobgoblin. I still think that is in the works. You know, it's just gonna fucking come out of nowhere.
How very anchor being of him.
How very anchor being.
You've got
of him,
anchor
yeah.
being written all over you.
Yeah. Make it stop, Mangle. I still can't believe I didn't realize
You
that.
didn't catch that
watching
line.
the film. Yeah.
It's a good line.
Yeah.
It's a good line.
It's a very good line. Yeah.
But yeah, right. Thanks for watching, guys. Let us know down below who you think the anchor being is in the Sacred Timeline, in the 616, in the 199999, in the MCU. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, give us like your theory. We love reading theories. We love getting obviously different views and things like that. So drop it down below and let us know what you're thinking.
I'm thinking it's Ned. I think that's what we need to come to the conclusion of. It's Ned.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Right, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And we will see you. Probably the next video we do now will definitely be the D23 coverage.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Unless something crazy comes up tomorrow. Like, it's confirmed that Chris Evans is coming back to play Captain America in a 7-part mini-series where he drops off each stone, and then the final episode is where he
End
blows
the
Peggy.
video.
All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.